A little while ago, I wrote an article about the inner critic, and this is called "Your Inner Critic is a Liar." And this is what I said. Perhaps you can set your mind on achieving something, and you can soon take the next step. During this time, you may find that you have a supportive voice inside you that allows you to keep going when different hurdles arise. Furthermore, this supportive voice could typically be there throughout your day-to-day life. Another way of saying this would be to say that you will be your own best friend as opposed to your own worst enemy. You will be on your own side and have your own back, which is how it should be. If you were unable to be on your own side and to have your own back, your life would be far harder than it needs to be. However, you might not be able to relate to any of this, which could show that you are anything but your own best friend. It might be more accurate to say that you are in an abusive relationship with yourself. So if other people do supportive things for you and have your back, it doesn't mean that this will have much of an effect. Due to what is taking place inside your own head, you could continually sabotage yourself. If you were to set your mind on something, it might not be long until the critical voice in your head starts to tell you what you can't do. This voice could come out with other things if you were to actually take the first step. As a result of this, you may find that you rarely start things, and even if you do, you rarely follow them through to completion. To use an analogy, it will be as though you are in a car that always has its brakes on, and even if it does move, it will slam the brakes on just as it starts to pick up speed. Maybe your inner world has been this way for a long time, and you have only just started to become conscious of what is going on. If this is so, it will be imperative for you to reflect on the fact that this negative voice doesn't represent the truth. One way to look at this inner critic would be to say that this is what happens when the masculine element inside you has become destructive and there isn't a supportive feminine element inside you. This can show that your early years were anything but nurturing and supportive. Anyway, now that you have become aware of what is taking place inside you, you can do something about it. Without this awareness, you would have continued to abuse yourself and not even realize that this was taking place. One thing you can do is to observe when this part of you is being critical and not to get caught up in what this part comes up with. In the beginning, you may find that this is hard to do, but it will get easier providing you keep going. As I said with the name of this article, "Your Inner Critic is a Liar," it doesn't represent the truth. And although at times it may seem as though it is your conscience, it is not. It is simply undermining you. And it also is creating the impression that without this, you would end up doing the wrong thing and end up going down the wrong path. So, trusting yourself, trusting that you will do the right thing, trusting that you will learn from whatever happens is a key part of what will allow you to phase out this negative inner voice, to bring in more of a supportive and loving feminine element, and to transform this negative masculine element into something that is supportive and is also there to give you encouragement, courage, and to spur you in the right direction. So in addition to being aware of when this part of you is trying to undermine you and control your behavior, another part is likely to be for you to work through your emotional wounds. And as you work through this pain that is at a deeper level, you can find that you become more loving and that your critical inner voice starts to settle down, because these emotional wounds can be fueling this inner voice. So as you take away the fuel, then this voice will start to settle down and you will have a supportive, masculine and feminine element inside you that will make it easier for you to relax, to achieve your goals, to have fulfilling relationships, and to be kind to yourself, because you deserve your kindness as much as anyone else. So if you can relate to this and you need external support, you may need to reach out for the assistance of a therapist or a healer or someone similar, so that you can gradually change your life. If you'd like to find out more about the services that I offer, please go to www.oliverjrcooper.co.uk or email me at info@oliverjrcooper.co.uk, and I'm looking forward to assisting you on your journey.